Hello and welcome to Drama Recaps. Today, we are discussing the 2020 black comedy drama film, Another Round. Spoilers ahead. The plot kicks off with a group of boisterous college students who start off with a lively drinking party. They carry their celebration into the streets of their city, generously distributing beers to passers-by. When they reach the underground subway, they catch the attention of a subway controller. As he tries to handle the unruly crowd, a student slyly handcuffs him to a rail. This incident stirs quite a wave at the university, leading the school administration to contemplate a campus-wide alcohol ban from the next academic year. Meanwhile, Martin, a faculty member, finds his lectures unattended, which leads him to question his teaching methods and overall appeal. He takes this issue home and shares it with his wife, Anika. She reveals that he has changed drastically from the man she fell in love with. Martin finds himself cornered when a fellow teacher brings up a meeting requested by the parents of one of his students. Martin enters the meeting apprehensively, where he is accused of being distant and unclear in his lessons. He reassures them and even contemplates if another teacher would be better for their child. Martin's self-doubt continues to rise. Before leaving for the party, he tries to converse with his kids, but their dismissive responses add to his distress. Later, he pays a visit to Tommy, a mutual friend and colleague. The three of them head to a local restaurant, where Nikolai and Peter are already waiting along with another teacher from a neighboring school. Nikolai starts the conversation about his own life and turning 40, but then he segues into an interesting psychological theory by scientist Finn Skarderud. The theory suggests that humans function better with a slight alcohol level in their bloodstream, around 0.05%, as it increases confidence and induces happiness. The theory becomes a subject of laughter, till Nikolai proposes it as a potential solution for Martin. When Peter shares his own teaching struggles, Nikolai argues that they are missing the point, perhaps suggesting an unconventional approach to their issues. The group suggests to Martin, who is battling with unhappiness and insecurity, to test this theory himself. They all enjoy a round of vodka, which Martin initially resists but eventually gives in to their persuasion. As the vodka sets in, Martin becomes more engrossed in the music and his friends' voices start to fade away. With some encouragement, he agrees to drink some more when wine is served. After his first sip, tears start to well up in his eyes, and he reveals his feelings of loneliness. His friends offer him comfort, reminding him of the optimistic and ambitious person he used to be. They recall Martin's passion for jazz ballet dancing, which ignites a spontaneous dance session among the friends. After a night full of laughter and drinks, they step out to enjoy the break of dawn. This joyful outing brings some relief to Martin, instilling in him hope and a boost in self-esteem. Inspired by the night before, Martin decides to put the alcohol theory to test. He discreetly brings vodka to school and sips on it. His mood lightens up, he cheerfully greets a teacher in the hallway and starts to attract the attention of his usually indifferent students. After school, he bumps into Nikolai, who proposes that they should collectively start an experiment, documenting it as a research project. They agree to consume alcohol only during office hours and keep a record of any changes they experience. Martin sips on some more alcohol before his next class and notices an immediate improvement. His students seem more interested and engaged. Similarly, Peter's teaching style also becomes more dynamic and impactful, resulting in his students singing more passionately. In their after-class meeting at the teacher's lounge, they share the positive initial outcomes of the experiment, filling the room with joy. At home, Martin and his wife, Anika, enjoy a glass of wine together, which helps them reconnect. However, a hiccup arrives when Tommy's hidden stash of alcohol bottles in the gym is accidentally discovered. They discuss the progress of their experiment in a gathering, where everyone still appears content with the effects. Upon Martin's suggestion, they decide to customize their alcohol dosages. The next day, Martin kickstarts his day with an alcoholic cocktail, accompanied by Tchaikovsky's music. Martin decides to take a leap and doubles his dosage before heading to class. His lecture goes remarkably well, eliciting joyful responses from his students. Nikolai observes this and decides to up his own alcohol level too. During Tommy's class, a student wearing glasses becomes the subject of ridicule. Tommy steps in to help the boy, leading him to score a goal. The positive results continue to fuel their belief in the experiment. Post-school, they engage in a friendly soccer game, discussing life and their fading significance in their students' lives. The following day, Peter notices one of his students, Sebastian, looking dejected after everyone has left the classroom. He attempts to console Sebastian, presuming he's upset about a girl. However, it turns out Sebastian is anxious about failing an exam. Peter then suggests an unconventional remedy, a drink before the exam, assuring him their secret will remain safe. When the weekend arrives, Martin, Anika, and their children enjoy a delightful day in the woods. Late at night, Martin embraces his wife warmly, causing her to break down as she misses their old loving connection. At a gathering at Nikolai's house, the friends discuss the ongoing experiment. Nikolai presents research on alcohol's dangers but also proposes an increase in their dosage to reach a state of complete drunkenness for its liberating effects. Martin, feeling he's on the path to recovery, initially decides to leave but gives in to his growing addiction and stays back for a cocktail. The friends continue to drink and dance through the night. A late-night errand to the store reveals their deteriorating physical state. Despite this, they head to a bar and continue drinking. They get so intoxicated that Peter ends up wandering around in his underwear. By morning, Nikolai finds himself in bed with soiled pants, while Martin wakes up on the street, sporting a bruised brow. His son helps him get home, where a shocked and disappointed Anika asks him to explain his state to their children. Martin admits to his constant drinking, which doesn't come as news to their children. Anika, unable to bear it, sends the children to their rooms, confronting Martin about his emotional absence in their relationship. Martin, in a fit of anger, confronts Anika about her possible affair. She confesses to not waiting for him forever, indirectly implying her involvement with someone else. Angered and hurt, Martin wrecks their dinner table and leaves. Following this, he and his friends get drunk yet again, eventually deciding to terminate their reckless experiment. They've tasted the full bitterness of alcoholism and believe they've reached a state of catharsis. Thus, they halt their daytime drinking, except for Tommy, who can't let go of the habit. After the Christmas break, a meeting is held at the school about some teachers consuming alcohol during classes. Ironically, Tommy arrives at this meeting inebriated, leading to the end of his teaching career. Martin takes Tommy under his care, attempting to discourage his alcohol intake. However, Tommy asserts his independence, asking his friends to stop monitoring him. He advises Martin not to lose heart but also subtly expresses a sense of aimlessness in his life. Desperate to mend his relationship with Anika, Martin invites her for dinner, where he apologizes and professes his love for her. Despite this heartfelt attempt, Anika can't reconcile with him and leaves. A disheartened Martin finds it hard to engage his class but is encouraged by a student who assures him of his good teaching skills and their preparedness for the exams. During the exams, Peter assists an anxious Sebastian by offering him sips of alcohol to calm his nerves. In the end, Sebastian successfully completes his exam, as do the rest of Martin's students, much to the delight of their parents. Tragically, a drunk Tommy decides to take a motorboat and sails into the open ocean, eventually drowning. The news of Tommy's demise is whispered to Martin by Nikolai during a graduation sing-along, leaving Martin to grapple with the shock. Tommy's funeral is attended by friends and students alike. Martin and his friends convene to drink beer and discuss their lives before attending a birthday party. A text from Anika, suggesting a possibility of a second chance for their marriage, lifts Martin's spirits. At the graduates' party, the friends are invited to join in the celebration. Peter persuades a hesitant Martin to dance. Reminiscent of his younger days, he drinks and dances, receiving applause and cheers from everyone. Ending his dance, Martin leaps off the harbor into the water, a symbolic nod to Tommy's advice of not giving in to despair. This is the end of the movie. Let me know what you think about this movie in the comments, and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the release of new content. Thanks for watching.